Hello guys, do you know that when you use antibiotics without a prescription, or whenever you do not complete your prescriptions, that you might be putting yourself and others at the risk of developing antibiotic resistance? Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Chooks and I'm a 5th year medical student, University of Medical Sciences in Ondo. I post videos concerning medical school, and just recently I started a corner whereby I talk about medical issues. Today I'm going to be talking about what is called antibiotics misuse. And antibiotics misuse involves two things. That is, involves taking of antibiotics without a prescription, that is the overuse of antibiotics, and also involves the underusing of antibiotics, which is when you do not complete your doses and you don't complete your prescribed medication just because you started to feel okay. And this is a real problem in society because this bacteria are becoming resistant to common antibiotics which are available. What do I mean by antibiotic resistance? Antibiotic resistance is whereby a certain bacteria or bacteria do not respond to the drugs, to the antibiotics which are given. For example, either the bacteria develops measures at deactivating that drug, that is, it makes the drug ineffective, or it has a way of excreting the drug from itself faster, or so many other measures by which bacteria develop resistance. Recently, bacteria are becoming resistant to these antibiotics, and it's becoming alarming. Okay, imagine this: when someone has a antibiotic resistant bacteria, and then it takes longer to treat that person. It's harder to treat that person. That might involve having to use more extreme measures, and also it can prolong the stay of the person in the hospital. And when you are staying longer in the hospital, it could cause you to spend more. That's, you have to buy more drugs, you have to pay for the ward admission and the likes. Apart from that, these antibiotic resistant bacteria can also infect other people, and that it can spread from one person to another person. In the developing world, whereby people pay out of their pockets in hospitals, and a lot of people do not really trust the healthcare system, many people tend to self-medicate. That when they have mild symptoms of, for example, sore throat, they immediately go and purchase amoxicillin or ampiclox. And mind you, 80% or most of the sore throats which we have are not of bacterial origin, but rather are viral sore throats, which antibiotics do not even work for. And many a times this sore throat, or the flu as some might call it, has a very short course and just runs for about a week and goes. But then when you start to take antibiotics, you are putting yourself at the risk of developing this antibiotic resistant bacteria, and then you're not even treating the viral infection which is going on. A few commonly abused antibiotics includes the common ones of ampiclox, amoxicillin, ampiclox. I know a lot of people in Nigeria know ampiclox, that's bicham. And there's also amoxicillin, flagyl, erythromycin, amongst others that are usually misused. How can we prevent development of this antibiotic resistant bacteria? The first thing to do is, when you fall ill, please see your doctor, or go to a primary healthcare center near you, whereby you will be asked some certain questions which will help them to know and differentiate if it is a bacterial infection or if it is a viral infection. And they might need to run certain tests which will help them to know which antibiotic will work for the particular infection which you are having. Secondly, when you are given a particular dosage of drug to use, for example, you are given a particular drug to use for 7 days, just because you start to feel okay on the 3rd day doesn't mean you should stop your medication. Rather, complete that medication. That has finished the whole 7 days. Do not say, okay, I'm feeling better, why do I need to keep on using the drug? Because when you do not finish your medication, you only clear some portion of the bacteria. The bacteria which is left in the body would learn from where the whole group failed. That's like, would learn from the previous bacteria which had died, and would develop measures at becoming antibiotic resistant. And thirdly, to prevent antibiotic resistant bacteria is do not use leftover drugs. And what I mean is this, that okay, when you used a particular drug for 3 days and you stop using it, and then the next time you had something similar, you decide to continue and take that remaining dose and say, okay, that drug worked the previous time, it's probably going to work again. Don't do that. It's wrong. Do not. Go back to the doctor and get new medication, because it's possible that that particular medication might not even work again for that bacteria. So fourthly, to prevent development of antibiotic resistant bacteria is to avoid giving other people your medication. For example, I know that we do this a lot, that okay, someone tells you that he's having a cough or he's having the flu, and then you say, come and take this drug that I used it last time I had flu, that it worked for me, you also use it to work for you. Stop doing that. That's so wrong on so many levels. Don't do that, please. You're endangering the person as well as endangering the people around you. And finally, to prevent prevent using these drugs in the first place, is to live a hygienic lifestyle. Wash your hands frequently. Do not, when you finish from the toilet, wash your hands with soap and water. When you come back from an outing, or when you are coming back home from somewhere, wash your hands with soap and water. Wash your fruits, wash your vegetables properly, boil your foods properly, and avoid eating raw foods, because some of these raw foods they have bacteria in them, and then you ingest these things and it can cause a wide range of bacterial infections to you. Put it all, whenever you are sick, try to go to the closest primary health care center close to you, and you'll be attended to and given proper medication. Also, let's try and live hygienic lifestyles to prevent having these bacterial infections. You have a cut, wash it properly with clean water and other hygienic measures. And also, together we can prevent development of antibiotic resistant bacteria. Thank you guys for staying this long and staying till this point in the video. If you liked this video, leave a thumbs up. Also, if you are new to this channel, thank you for visiting. Take a step further and click on and hit the subscribe button rapidly. I'll wait for you to do that. Okay, so you've done that. And also, after hitting the subscribe button, click on the bell icons so that you get notified whenever I post new videos. Thank you very much for visiting. Take care and stay safe.